Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a jelly printing video for you. I'm going to print the back sides of all the jelly prints that are blank on the back side because I prefer to have double-sided prints because then you can use them for more projects such as little folded books or boxes because sometimes you can see the back side when you do these folding projects. And also I find it quite nice when I have an option to choose from, and it also it reduces the amount of paper that I'm hoarding because the stack of my prints is so big, and so I can use the white backsides instead of new papers and it won't get bigger. The paints I'm using today are mainly or only from Amsterdam. These are my favorites for jelly printing. I like their consistency and they are very nice pigmented and have a good quality, I feel. I also use my old jelly prints and roll my brayer clean on the backside of them because I also sometimes like that brayed paper to use in my work. For the colors, I think I have used the burnt sienna here with the I can't believe how the red color is called, but I will put all the names in the video description. It might be the red purple or the red violet. I think red purple. And I think the light color is the Naples yellow reddish. I'm using a stamp to create some texture. I prefer stamps compared to stencils because they don't take up so much space around you. But recently I designed some new stencil designs and I cut them with my Cameo and explored them a little bit and tried them out, and I really like them, and then I decided to place an order for a whole bunch of them to put them in the shop with our next release. So we will have some stencils in the future, and they were also really fun to use with the Gelli Plate. It's just that you have a lot of laying around you, and that's a bit difficult when you don't have so much space. I will show you all the prints I'm doing today at the end of the video. Sometimes because I'm doing first prints and ghost prints, I have to work a little bit quicker, so I don't have the time to show you the prints in between. The colors I've used here is the turquoisey green and the light olive green from Amsterdam. And for this print I used a circle stamp from the Pencil Marks number 6 to just give it a little bit of a pattern. When you use your stamps with acrylic paint, make sure to clean them afterwards or to store them wet until you have time to clean them, because you don't want to have a dried acrylic paint on your stamp. It's a bit hard to get rid of it. If it dries, I think I gave you the tip in one of my last videos too. You can just spritz it with water and let it sit for about 10 minutes and then remove the paint. That goes a bit easier. The next stamp I'm using is the flower from the Craft Collection number 3 in the clear version. It's not on the rubber plate because it's on the Craft Collection 2 in the rubber version. That's a bit confusing, but I won't make a clear set from the Craft Collection 2, but there's always a bit more space on the clear set, so I added this stamp to the Craft Collection 3 because this is the one I like the most. Again, I'm using the green turquoisey color and I'm mixing it here with the sap green from Schmincke. When you make prints and ghost prints, you must have a lot of paint on your plate, and you have to make sure not to press too hard with your first paper. Usually I prefer the ghost prints. They are most of the time a bit more interesting. But what I also like is from the first print when you have some white space on it, in contrast to a bold print. That's also really nice to use as a background. I now go on top with some different colors to get some interesting contrasts, and I'm using the burnt sienna, kind of a yellowish color, I don't know which one, and that purple, no, red purple. It's my favorite red from Amsterdam. It's such a gorgeous color. It's not pink, but it's also not an orangey red. For the next print, I'm using the Indian yellow from Schmincke and the same red that I've just used before. Usually I'm combining more transparent colors with bold colors with any kind of opaque lighter color. I feel that gives me the most beautiful prints. I'm not sure if I'm going in here with a lighter color or if I will just create the pattern like this and then make a print. It's been a while that I've did this video, and now I'm doing the voiceover, and then sometimes I can't remember what I've done. Here I'm transferring the paint from one place to the other, so I have some yellow flowers in the red areas and some reds in the yellow areas, and that looks usually quite interesting. I think I just put that paper down quite soft to not pick up everything that is on the plate, because I want to have something left for the next print, and therefore I'm going in with more colors. I usually use complementary colors because that makes it also more interesting, I feel. But sometimes I also make prints that are just quite simple, because they are also useful for collages when you have some simple plain papers with just a little bit of texture. The light color I've used here must be the Naples yellow greenish, and I'm combining it with the turquoisey blue and with the light olive green. I'm starting this print with the same colors that I've used for the second layer on the last print. And I'm doing just the same technique here with that flower stamp. I transfer the paint from one area to the other. And for the first print, I just press down the paper slightly, and then I will use these leftover colors to create a second print. And I assume I will use the same warmer colors that I've just used before, the Indian red and the Indian yellow and that red from Amsterdam. This is also quite a nice print. I think it's interesting that you pick the same colors and just with different in a different arrangement, and you get a completely different result. For my next print, I am going to use that Indian yellow again, and also that red from Amsterdam combined with a lighter color. I believe it is the portrait pink from Liquitex. I decided to switch my stamp, and I'm using that crosses from either the Pencil Mark 6 or the Pencil Marks 2, I believe. I have two of them, just one is a bit smaller and one is bigger. I can't remember which one I've picked here. This is gonna be my last print for today. I hope you enjoyed that video and I hope you are inspired, and I will now flip through all the prints I've done today, and I wish you a wonderful weekend. Bye.